What's going on, people? What is going on, people? You thought I froze up, did you? I bet y'all thought I was gonna freeze up. Hey, this your boy Six Man K Styles in the building. We got the six-man combo. As you know, it's Thursday. I am your host, the debonair Six-Man K Styles. And today I got with me the mad scientist himself, Mr. Mad Mike Sports, aka One on One with the Great One. And shouts out to all the AFN family. Y'all make sure y'all recap the stream earlier here with Miss Maggie T. Got some good insight for you, especially on how this season ended up and where this team go next year. But with the six-man combo, y'all finna get our side of the point as well. What's going on, Mike? Man, how we doing this evening? How we doing? How's everybody doing this evening?
Oh, I'm gravy, man. I got the rant earlier. I went old school. I didn't get on the computer this time, so
I'm about to say he's back.
I did it old school this time. So, yeah, I did a live on the phone outside, standing in front of everybody, cussing like hell, and it felt damn good.
They say it wouldn't call you Mad Mike for no reason, right?
Mad Mike for no reason.
All right, then. So before we go ahead and get this kicked off, we're gonna go and what do? We're gonna hit you with the real roll call. And today's roll call we got Joseph Thornton. We got Raheem DeVille. Appreciate you joining. We got Atlanta Nation. We got Millie Mills, JC Magic 2. We got Joe Houston. We got my homie UK Knight. Oh, man. Yes, man. That was definitely vintage Mike. That's the Mike that usually gets cussed out in the background, so you just know that much. But let's go ahead and get this started. Let's go ahead and kick it off like this. Overview of the season, recapping the Falcons season. Okay, as we know, the Falcons went 7-10, which is the reverse of what my prediction was for them before the season started. I said it was going to be 10-7, but if
I noticed that. I noticed that.
And it went 7-10. But let's remember, this team was projected to win 4 games with the quote-unquote easy schedule. It was 5 games when Julio and Calvin was here. So, what do we see this season? What did we see this season? We saw we saw what we definitely was lacking this year: wide receiving play, lack of a running game. You saw the outside linebackers weren't setting edges like they were supposed to, but this team found ways to win. And they did one thing this season that the Falcons couldn't do the previous 2 seasons, and that was win those close games. That's one thing. And the second thing they didn't do was lose all their games against terrible teams. So I know the narrative is the Falcons couldn't beat a good team this year. But if we remember, Mike, I'm about to say, if you go down memory lane, weren't the bad teams usually the teams we was getting our ass whooped by?
I think so. Yes, as a matter of fact, absolutely. We lost to the Jets. We lost to a bad Buffalo team. We lost to a bad New Orleans team when they were 79 like 3 years in a row. Their defense was one of the most atrocious defenses in the history of in the league. We were losing to a bad Cowboys team. We were losing to Washington. Like we were losing to everybody who had bad teams.
Right. Yeah. So you saw it this year where we necessarily didn't beat a lot of good teams, but we won games that we needed to win. We got won games that we were supposed to win. That's step one. Like I said, this is only a couple. This is gonna take a year. That was gonna take a year to get used to that, and then year 2 can definitely be better. We saw Matt Ryan didn't get 4,000 this year. That broke his streak.
60-something passing yards away.
Right.
I think it was maybe less than that. I think it was like 30 or something like that away from it.
Right. Like I said, let's see. What else could we recap? Let's see. Grady Jarrett then got hit with so many damn triple and double teams. He only had 1 sack this year. Yeah.
All right.
And Debo shoulder tackling everybody like he's playing sock and boppers and shit. But that just more so come down to him he's just a small linebacker. He's trying to make the Lord help me type tackles this year. But we had a couple bright spots this year. Let me put some bright spots up. Like I said, Matt Ryan definitely gets a bright spot because he did all he could with what he had.
Mm-hmm.
Could he have done better? Of course, he could have done better. But when you got shit to work with, you can only you either gonna make a shit smoothie or a shit sandwich. Which one you want? But really I don't even know where that just came from. But yeah, like I said, you saw strides. Like I said, Kyle Pitts emerging as a playmaker for years to come here. Mike, how would you recap this season? Do you feel like this season was a success? Or a failure?
Anytime you have a coaching change, I think when you win more games than you previously did, I don't see how that could be a failure in any possible way whatsoever. Based on just when you look at it that way, as far as football is concerned, you can't say it's a failure. Well, when you look at it from an individual person's their expectations, then you could probably say, oh, I expected them to pass for 4,000, 5,000, or rush for, Mike Davis rush for 5,000, or whatever it may be. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say from a personal standpoint that they, failed in like certain aspects. I like me looking at this roster and defensively and see that they only had 18 sacks. It doesn't surprise me because you literally got the Kung Fu Panda and Grady Jarrett leading the way up front. Okay? That's what you got to work with. That's literally all you got. Silence. Yeah. And that's literally what you got. I mean, you go look at Stephen Means' numbers and you tell me what you think, Dean Pease is supposed to do with that. Like, let's just be real. What is he supposed to deal with that? That man had them there. It was zeros and single digit numbers all over the damn place. And I'm talking about the low single digit number, not the high. I'm talking about not 8, not 9. It was 1, 2, 0, 0, and that was it.
You say he had enough money where he couldn't even buy lottery tickets at the gas station, boy.
That's it.
Oh my God.
That's literally it. So I don't know what people expect him to do with the lack of talent up front, man. I'm surprised. I'm just gonna be real. I'm surprised that they even got 18 sacks. Like those guys, it was literally, it was really going from a 4-3 to a 3-4. That right there in itself is a completely different change. I don't think people understand the assignments. When you playing in a 3-4, it's more of two gapping. And two gapping will basically mean you got an opportunity based on the read of the offensive line and how they blocking. You can go either way, right, left. So that's just what two gapping is.
Right.
When you in a Dan Quinn, you only got one job to do and three and over 4-3. You just gotta penetrate. That's your job, is just to penetrate. And
fast and physical.
Fast. Get up the field fast as possible. That's just basically what that means. Just get up field.
Right.
So what just changed is just philosophy. So it was gonna be like that. I expected the numbers to be that low with the sacks, but I didn't expect to be, 18 sacks. I knew it would be low, but not 18 sacks. And that's largely due to the fact that Grady Jarrett he got a trifecta going up against him every time he lines up.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's just a whole bunch. It's you saw this year. Like I said, if you look at the way that the team played this year and the way the pieces were used, like we were saying that this was a retool season. It's still kind of you have to retool to get better, but it's kind of like a rebuild at the same time because you got a lot of these young guys that need to get their feet wet. You got a lot of backups. You got a lot of guys that are used to being special teamers playing offensively and defensively. So, like I said, that's just one of those cases where you were so tied up as far financially wise that you had to use great value products and make it do what it do. Yusuke Knight here says should be an interesting year 2 for Arthur Smith and the Falcons. We got Millie Mills. He said we saw Fourier ascend to Pro Bowl level. Definitely saw that. I mean, that's it. He fits very well. And the one thing he did say, he said in one of the interviews, he was basically saying like, if it came down to anything, I want to be in a system where I can make the biggest impact. I want to win, but I want to be able to make an impact too. Now, like I said, this Atlanta Falcons team, if you actually look at this season, we literally lost 3 games on literally 4 plays. So it's almost kind of like the same thing that happened last season, but the difference is we've won more games. Like I said, this draft class this year, and Yusuke kind of pointed this out right here. So I'm very proud of this year's draft class. I kind of agree because, like I said, you got thrown. They got a lot of these guys I ain't gonna say got thrown in the fire right away because Richie Grant had to work his way in there. Dahlman had to work his way a little bit in. But what you did see, what you just saw, plenty of guys getting opportunities to get those rookie lumps out the way, make the mistakes. So when next year comes, they already know the system, man. They already got experience in playing in the system. So now the game just go from here to here.
Really, the only one who didn't get into playing time was Frank
Darby.
Yeah, everybody else pretty much got significant playing time.
I was surprised by that, boy, because they needed a spark in that wide receiver. Well, Russell Gage was he was a spark late in the season, but they needed somebody else to be a damn spark. It was too much inconsistency this year as far as everybody else. Russell Gage, like I said, it was like the second half of the season, you saw Russell Gage get confidence in here and started making plays. That's why I think that's why they're going to resign him because they need somebody that has a rapport with Matt Ryan. If you do bring in a rookie receiver, he can translate the cadences a lot easier. he could literally be what Calvin really was supposed to be, the Kyle Pitts. Mm-hmm. He could be that to the next young receivers. So going with that, I'm gonna get one more comment here. Everybody said re-sign Matt Ryan would give us a little more to work with. It ain't gonna have no damn choice.
We really don't have a choice.
You ain't really got a choice. Don't have a choice. Because a lot of people thinking that the Falcons have 28 million cap. No, we don't. We got 13 because Julio's dead cap. We still got Julio's dead cap for next season at $15 million.
Mm-hmm.
So we only really got 13 to deal with. So it's gonna be some restructure. It's gonna be some extensions going on. Like I said, Matt Ryan's probably gonna be the main one, but you expect one from Grady. You could definitely expect. They might even throw one on Dion as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? But that's the only way you're going to be able to open up this cap space for the Falcons because you got 24 roster spots you got to fill with $13 million. That's not a lot of money.
That's really not. It really isn't.
It really ain't. We're gonna save because like I said, y'all keep asking y'all questions. We're gonna save them for later on in the show.
Mm-hmm.
But let's go ahead and get to the next thing we're gonna talk about. What grade would you give the Falcons this season? I want everybody that's watching, give me your grades for the Falcons this season. A through F. You can use minuses or pluses, whatever. How did you like, Mike? How would you grade this season? Because I'll let you know after let you know my grade after I let you go ahead.
I'll give it in 3 increments. Offensively, it's tough. Whew, this is probably the toughest one. I would say a C- because of one thing, mostly, and it's not what most people probably think. But offensively, I gotta say C- because of Mike Davis. If he's just able to run the damn ball and or get it in the hole or hit the hole properly, then the dynamics of the team completely changes. So I have to say a C- on that. I was gonna give a D+, but a C- is more accurate for the offense because, like, even without a Calvin Ridley, I still think that offense is good enough to put up a decent amount of stats, especially when you got a Matt Ryan at the helm. So I'm gonna say a C- because of Mike Davis and Mike Davis alone. I think he really held back the offensive line to see what the offensive line can truly do, because offenses in the NFL need balance. When you don't have balance, it don't matter if Arizona been up and down with their offense because they got all these big time receivers, but they were inconsistent with the running game, and then they got the running game back going, and then you start seeing them come, start to make a little bit more of a run. Defensively, I'm gonna say a B+. For this reason and this reason alone, I'm say B+ because Falcons is still the only team in the league that didn't give up big time plays, over 40. No other team in the NFL did that. Falcons were the only team in the league to not give up a big time play. Did they give up plays? Yes, they gave up plays, but we talking about them big home run hits where they absolutely killed the defense. Falcons didn't give that up. And that is largely due to the secondary that we had. AJ Terrell, Eric Harris, and I've seen a lot of people been down on Eric Harris, but Eric Harris, Harmon, you got Darren Hall who stepped in, Richie Grant, Fabian Moreau, even though Fabian gave up some big plays here and there, he was still very consistent, where he wasn't giving up 40, 50-yard plays and stuff like that consistently, what we've seen from even, back when Isaiah Oliver was in that position. Like he wasn't giving up those big-time plays. So I got to give it up to this secondary. I'm going to say B+ because of that and that alone. No, I'll take that back. Not that alone. You got to give Deion Jones and Foye Oluokun their proper respect. I hear people all up here talking about we need to trade Deion. Deion showed the tackling, which he is. He's doing that. But he's still 11th in the league in total tackles, 142 tackles. Next to the leading tackler in the NFL, Foye Oluokun. So he's doing something right. He may not be doing it Foye Oluokun good, but he's still doing something right. You can't have two guys on the same team with 190 something tackles. If that is the case, so you're doing something wrong on your defense when you got two guys with that many tackles. So go ahead.
I did want to make a quick point. If you have two linebackers, and I'm just gonna say what Mike said, if you have two linebackers with 140 plus tackles, that means your defensive line ain't doing their job.
So that's a major. A lot of people up here praising Foye for it, which he deserves the praise, but that's a lot of tackles, bro. That's a lot of tackles from two linebackers. Right. No, linebackers shouldn't have that many tackles. They should have more sacks. They should have more interceptions, forced fumbles of that nature, tackles for losses. But they had a lot of them. And as far as the special teams, I got to give special teams an A+. There was nothing that they didn't do well this year. They didn't turn the ball over on special teams. They even made a couple of moves where it could have easily went down the drain with our punters. I think we had like 3 punters this year, something crazy number like that. Yeah. And every time we thought those guys were going, fall under, we brought in Morstead. We brought in another guy whose name escapes me right now. But they made those necessary adjustments, special teams wise. You got Avery Williams. He got better as the year went on as a rookie. And you got Cordero. Look, man, they played well special teams. So that's mine.
Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and get a few people here. We got Raymond Elder here, C+. We got Atlanta Nation gave him a B-. Myron Jackson gave him a C. Joe Houston, C. We got Joseph and Millie Mills and Antoine Wartime and Eric McDowell all gave him C+. We got a couple B's here from Clay Melton and Boomer the Falcon, and Yusuke gave him a C. Before I give my answer, hey, what y'all think about the background? What y'all think about that? We're working on a little something over here. But y'all make sure y'all go ahead and, like I said, y'all share, hit that like button, man. Comment, hey, subscribe. That's the main thing. You got subscribe. But yeah, so I'm gonna say it like this. I'm not gonna do it in the 3 increments like you did. I gotta give it the K style on this one. I'm gonna throw them all together. Like I said, I'm gonna give them a C. I'm gonna definitely give them a C. I think it was well deserved of a C. Only reason, like I said, and my explanation of that too is even with some of those games, some of the games that we had that we lost, like you said, the Washington game, for example. Like you said, the San Francisco game, like I said, it's not taking advantage of those opportunities at times. Like that's coming with the territory. Like I said, not only from the rookies, but we just talking about the whole team in general. Matt Ryan included, the running game included, the defense included. They didn't come up with plays when they needed to. Like I said, this was a projected 5-win team. They won 2 more games. that they was projected to win. Remember, that was with Julio and Calvin Ridley. You got to remember that part too. So the C is room for improvement. I saw definitely like you saw, like you said, you had your struggles with Jalen Mayfield, but like I said, you saw later in the season he started to get a little bit better. Then they started attacking him again. It get a little bit better there. The running game wasn't that great this year. Actually, by numbers wise, the running game really wasn't too bad numbers wise, but as far as impact wise, it just didn't. It just
no consistency at all.
It wasn't consistency. It wasn't no consistent impact in the running game. Kyle Pitts was this passing game for damn near half a season. Like damn near majority of the season. He was like half a season until Russell Gage decided to show up. And when he showed up and made plays. Defense, like you said, Steven Means. You gotta set the edge better. He gotta set the edge. Dante Fowler. These outside linebackers was absolute garbage at setting the edge this year.
They really were.
You got Kung Fu. You got Kung Fu Panda on one side, and you got Moa on the other side. Cause that motherfucker, he just got dreads. He just got dreads. That's all he's good for.
That's it.
So you didn't really get an impact on that, and then that's what I said earlier. If both of your inside linebackers have 140 plus tackles, that means your defensive line is not playing. They did not play good this year. Like I said, Grady's getting the triple teams. You thought they'll open it up for everybody else. No, the hell it didn't. Jacob Tatui-Mariner is still top 3 on this team in sacks. And he got cut by the Falcons in week 8.
Wow.
Think about that. If
it was for our secondary, like this team would have been much worse than what it actually was.
Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah, like I said. Not give up a 40-yard play when they gave up at least 4 or 5 of them last year. That's a big difference. Like I said, Eric Harris, like I said, he'd have missed a whole lot of tackles this year too.
Oh yeah.
But at the end of the day, he didn't give up the big play. He dropped the interceptions like a mud, but he didn't give up big plays playing free safety. Deron Harmon didn't either. So your safety play was a lot better this year. AJ Terrell, that dude, everybody's scared to throw his way. To me, to be honest with you, he didn't had a more impactful season as a corner than Trevon Diggs' 11 interceptions, because at least they not trying AJ, they trying to Trevon Diggs on a daily basis.
Daily. Every 5 plays they trying them.
Every 5 plays, I'm
just being generous on that.
Exactly. And like I said, even if it's man or zone or anyway, they still throwing in your direction. So yeah. Younghoe Koo, that's all I need to know. That's all you need to know. Younghoe Koo doing Younghoe Koo things. Thomas Morstead. Hey, I love
blessing. I love him.
I love, like I said, I pay attention to punters. A lot of Falcon content creators don't give a damn about punters, but
at all.
I pay attention to punters. I pay attention to field position, because that helps your defense. Defense got to take advantage of it though, but it still helps your damn defense. So, like I said, I give it a C. Like I said, that's not that. Like I said, that's pretty good for taking over a situation where it really could have got worse with Julio gone and then Calvin Ridley being gone. It could have been all the way down. They just steadied the course. but they can do nothing but go back up. But kind of like with Mike on this one, as far as Mike Davis, yeah, I feel like Quadri Olson they're probably gonna try him as the starting running back next year.
Oh, did you saw the back that they put back on the practice? They signed back to the team.
Caleb Huntley. Caleb Huntley is back.
Mm-hmm.
So
that tells you a lot.
That tells you, yeah, he's back. So that lets you know, Mike Davis, boy, he's gonna have the point to prove. I know he said he was disappointed in the lack of impact he made this year, but you're at a regime now. We just literally just seen 3 to 4 coaches get fired this week. So like I said, a lot of people talking about you should have got this coach.
That's the crazy part. Some people got retained when they had horrendous years, and others got fired for having them, a subpar. So it's like NFL. This is why we say it's like, bro, like if you look at, and I'm just use one team for example, Miami. They have no fucking clue what the hell they want to do. Mm-hmm. Like that, you fire guys for having a better, I guess the too little, too late was their. I'm just guessing. Like I said, maybe it was just one of the situations where they started out 0-7, and then I think he won like 7 games in a row. Mm-hmm. So it's like maybe it was a too little, too late situation, but.
I mean, even if it was too little, too late, they were still in the playoff hunt when they was getting on that. Let's see. I'm gonna tell you what I think. What the real reason is, and you could say if I'm wrong or not. The people in the chat can say if I'm wrong or not. I think the real reason they fired him was because they heard Jim Harbaugh's name was up for grabs, so they trying to put their name in the sweepstakes. That's just my guess on that.
My bad.
Yeah. Brian Flores should have never got fired. It ain't his fault. His quarterback ain't that damn good.
Yeah, that's what I'm like. You gonna fire Flores for Jim Harbaugh?
And their defense was damn good this year. So that's what Brian Flores does. Is he's a defensive coach, and they had their defense playing with.
Jesus, oh Lord.
Like I said, Vic Fangio, dude down in Houston got fired. Like I said, everybody's trying to put their name in this Jim Harbaugh sweepstakes because they hearing Jim Harbaugh might leave Michigan. I'm like, okay. I'm like, y'all gonna do it? So I could, like I said, I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. Yeah, I see it. Like I'm letting everybody know. Yeah, we definitely see your questions here. We putting them in the archives here so we can show these questions later. So don't think we ain't seeing your questions right now. But we gonna have the questions ready for later. Man. That's why this is one of the main reasons why when Arthur Smith said that he wanted to keep Matt Ryan. He didn't say they wasn't drafting a quarterback. He said, I'm going to retain Matt Ryan. I want Matt Ryan for next season because these coaches, they got short. You got to remember, these coaches got short leashes, bro. It don't matter. It does not matter if you have a high pedigree as far as your coaching and stuff like that, offense coordinator, whatever. A lot of these coaches' mindsets are like, shit, man, I might get fired after this year if I don't perform. I might get fired after 2 years. So I'm gonna keep the people that I have trust in or that can at least be the bridge instead of getting rid of them. And then now you're putting yourself in a situation where it's like, boy, get your ass up out of here.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, man, all right, we got another. We're gonna go ahead to the next segment. I know Mike is very, very happy. I know he came down off his high after Monday. As y'all know, I've been hearing about it all day. Well, I've been hearing about it since the damn game.
You think?
Yeah. How should the Falcons address this offseason? What do you think should be the primary focus? We heard Terry Fontenot saying we're going to take the best player available approach. How do you think they should attack this offseason? How they need to address it?
I think the first thing in order should be looking at both sides of the ball, see where the impact players are, and expand on that. It's not a popular decision. The Falcons obviously need to expand on getting Kyle Pitts help. That should be the focus. And a lot of people are going to be like, man, we need an offensive line. This is the reason why I say this has been a wasted year for the offensive line, in my opinion, because you don't know what this offensive line looks like without a running game. If you have a running game, then you get a better idea for what this offensive line is. We don't know what Mayfield is. We've seen glimpses of what he can be in the running game. We've seen glimpses of what Matt Hennessy, Chris Lindstrom, Caleb McGarry can be in the running game and in the pass game. We've seen glimpses of greatness, and we've seen glimpses of, downright atrocious play. But when you don't have a running game to kind of gauge not only the talent of the offensive line, but we haven't really seen the full potential of Kyle Pitts, because there's literally it's the Kyle Pitts show from game to game. It's the Kyle Pitts show. So you have a running game there, and you have more players that take the pressure off of Kyle Pitts, then you open up the plays that you can call. There's only so many calls you can play when you damn know for sure that 3 people gonna be bracketing Kyle Pitts. It's only so many plays you can do. Because you're not going to have time. Nobody else can get open. Nobody else can get
open. That's like you calling for help. And the people you calling for help talk about, man, I can't make it.
I can't make it. It's like, what you want me to do? They 7 feet tall. I'm only 5'5". Like it's that type of that. So it's like there's only so many calls you can make, plays you can call when you have 3 guys on one person and nobody else is doing anything. So they got to get more weapons around Kyle Pitts, and defensively you got to get Grady Jarrett some help up front. We got a good corner. Isaiah Oliver will more than likely be back. That's not they want him back, but you're going to have some pieces in the secondary. You're going to have some pieces on the defense side of the ball. But Grady Jarrett need help. So that's the focus, I should say. Get Kyle Pitts some help. Get Grady Jarrett some help. That's really it. He needs help.
Help me, please. Help me, please.
Help me, please.
All right. So how I'm saying this is how they need to do, how they should attack the offseason. If you actually look at the free agency class this year, as far as a lot of the players, this is not really a great free agency period for any goddamn position.
Right.
Most of the guys that you're gonna want is gonna want money that we don't have. So you're gonna have to build this team through the draft. Which is very interesting to me because there's a whole bunch of scenarios here that can play out that actually can help this team in multitude of ways. Because there was a question that was asked earlier. We're gonna get into it once we get to that point. But Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm just address the elephant in the room, man. Like I said, like I said, if you're gonna get the best player available, if you're looking at the best wide receiver available, you could trade back. You could trade back a couple spots if that's available. If you're talking about Jordan Davis, it's a possibility that he might be there at 8. It may be a possibility that he may be there later. But yeah, like I said, the wide receiving core. Damn, man, this shit it's tough though, man, because you need a good receiver, but we need help for Grady, and we need a running game. So I'll probably go defensive line because I'm looking at the 2 second-round picks we got. I feel like you can get you a damn good receiver at that second round, or you may be able to use those 2 second-round picks to trade up if you need to.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a question that that I found earlier that I definitely want to address because this is another possibility, and this is one of those scenarios that if it come down to it, I think we'll be good. So we're gonna start the campaign for Jordan Davis to the Falcons, or do you think we need, or do you think we need to go second or third round and get Devontae? I see. I'm bigger on Devontae Wyatt than I am Jordan Davis, even though I do like Jordan Davis a lot on this defense.
I like Wyatt, but again, I was talking about this on my live. Right. I want variety. I don't want the same thing. Devontae Wyatt is exactly what Grady Jarrett is. He's just not as good as a run defender as Grady. He can defend the run, but he's more of a pass rusher. So, like for me, I want variety on the defensive line. Like we haven't had variety on this defensive line in God knows how long. It's a bunch of 3 techs. Let's just keep it real. We've had a bunch of 3 techs for quite some time now, and they have never changed.
Hold on. Let me do it right. 1, 2, 3 techs. 1, 2, 3 techs.
That's it.
But yeah, like Jordan Davis, I could definitely see them taking that chance with him at that 8th spot if they want to get him at that 8th spot. Because like you said, I like Anthony Rush. I think Anthony Rush will be serviceable for this team next season. But it's just something about Jordan Davis's first step that really intrigues me.
Yeah, he's
first step.
He's not just a big nose. Because he is so powerful with that first step, and he like really jolts the offensive lineman, and he kind of like they are blown away by his power and his speed on top of it. He gets on you so quick, and like I was saying, even on the live the other day, I was saying, bro, that's a physical, like that's intimidation for a quarterback to have a 6'7" guy standing in front of the line like that, and like even if he doesn't get in your face like that, the dude is still 6'7", and he's just standing in front of you like this, was going to be a damn near 7-footer. It's like standing next to, the Big Show, Andre the Giant. They just standing in front of you like this, and it's like, all right, what you going to do?
I'm about to say, if you want a comparison on how big he is, think Ted Washington.
Right. That Ted was about the same size. Ted Washington about the same size.
Right.
That's big, bro. Those some big son of a guns standing in front of the quarterback. Okay, let's keep that in mind. Standing in front of the quarterback.
Right.
Because when you can't see, you wouldn't be able to see. You wouldn't be able to see Fourier, and you wouldn't be able to see Dion. So for the running back, you're trying to figure out where the hell Fourier went or where the hell Dion went. And by the time you see him, they already in you. So that's the advantage of having a big nose right there. You won't be able to see the linebackers until they already in your face.
Yeah, Atlanta Nation here said he's not your regular nose tackle. Yeah. Yeah, because usually if you're talking about nose tackles that are that big, they're usually just walls. They just stand there, stuff like that. They all their job is to do is to make sure your damn linebackers ain't getting touched. That's why Nakobe Dean had the year he had this year, because a lot of people love Nakobe Dean, but he's basically Deion Jones. He's the same as Deion Jones. So you want two Deion Joneses? Nah, I need some. We need the wall in front of them. We need some walls up. We need some. They need some protectors up front. Yeah, that's a big ass dude, bro. I ain't even gonna tell no lie. That dude, that dude look like he'll smack the shit out you and do your yard at the same time. But yeah. But I think, but then what the one thing about Jordan Davis is, I think they're gonna make him drop about 15, 20 pounds to try. They try to get him down to about 340. That I think that's where they're gonna be their target weight for him. Is 340. If they don't, it don't matter. His quick step is something serious. But let's get a couple of comments before we start getting into these questions here. Yeah, because Isaac Crimes here says he can eat up blocks on every play. We can condition him. If he drops 15, he will wreak havoc, and our backers can shoot the gaps. Yes, because if you look at and a lot of people don't know, if you look at a traditional 3-4, well, a lot of people do know. If you look at a traditional 3-4, you gotta have that guy to occupy. You gotta have them guys in front of him that can keep that contact off them linebackers. Like I said, Ray Lewis had it for years. Why the hell you think the Pittsburgh Steelers 3-4 was so nasty? You had Casey Hampton.
Why you think even your boy TJ is having such a great year? Because they got them big old hogs up front to keep him clean.
Right. Like I said, remember when the Falcons used to run the 3-4 defense? Think about who was up front there. Big Ellis Johnson and Ed Jasper. They were some big boys. So, let's see. Get a few more comments here. Damon Beard said we could have Ravens defense with Jordan Davis. I think he put the E by mistake, because Jordan Davies, that's a soccer player. I know that name before. That's a soccer player, but yeah, I see what he's saying about Jordan Davis. But yeah, Isaac Crowd, yeah, Big Grady Jackson. I heard, okay, there's another name I've been hearing a lot too that's coming out the draft that a lot of people are talking about, and that's Derek Stingley. I hope I said that right. Derek Stingley Jr. How do you feel about that? Because
I don't know parts of it. I'm gonna just cut you off before we even started, because that's how you end up in Cap Hill when you draft two great corners. This is not financially doable in this current NFL.
Right.
Like at their corners these days are getting no less than $40 million. Starting corners are getting no less than $40 million. That's a lot of money to be going for like two, because you gonna pay AJ. Let's just call it. AJ getting $120 million. It ain't no doubts about it. So me financially, like I'm thinking like Terry Fontenot. I'm thinking, yeah, do we want to have two good corners? But financially, when you look at it, that's how we end up in this position, because we gave $40 million to Robert Alford. We gave $60 million to the Desmond Trufant. So that's $100 million just out of two players right there.
I got an answer for that. If your pass rush is good, you ain't got to worry about having two good corners.
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with it. That's exactly where I was going with it. That's exactly where I was going with it. That's exactly. I'm like, nah. You don't have to worry about that. You can put, you can have your one shutdown guy, and then you have a couple of other guys that just, serviceable. Like you don't need 2 shutdown corners like that. It's nice to have it, but you can only have that for a certain period of time. You're not going to have that more than 4 years. You're not going to have 2 shutdown corners for 4 years, especially not in this NFL.
Hell nah, it's too much. Them boys get paid a lot of money. So yeah, like I said, the 2 corner idea is good. And that would have been good for 2003,
right?
2022.
Yeah.
Nah, I need my pass rush to get there. I need my pass. I need to see my defensive line causing havoc. I need to see my outside linebackers getting to the quarterback. I'm tired of seeing Dante Fowler kung fu kicking around the tackle and leaving his feet every chance he get. Beasley had a similar problem to this, but he wasn't leaving his feet. He was just falling on his face.
Yeah.
But he was averaging 6-7 sacks a season. Which is not good for a number 8 overall. What was he? Number 8 overall pick. It's not good. But for the average pass rusher, that's damn serviceable. So yeah, Kung Fu Panda, Steven Means, half the time, like these 2 guys, you literally be forgetting they're on the field. Only time we know Dante Fowler's on the field, he jumping in the air, doing the Luke Kane sidekick and getting tossed around.
And all you hear is a groan and a moan from the damn fan.
Like, But I'm gonna say that question for later. I see a question in here. I'm gonna say that for later. And we got quite a few questions. I'm about to say, let's go ahead and get to these questions that has got saved up. Before that, I'm gonna get to this comment here. He said we can't have 2 alpha corners. We need to have a star and different rookies, either D line or linebacker. Yeah, you have to have variety.
Absolutely. Yep.
You gotta have variety. If you if you would have said, okay, you can have you alpha safety, that's another story. That's a different level.
Yeah.
Like if y'all would have said Kyle Hamilton or something like that, I could understand that. Even though I think we're good. I think we're good on safety.
I think we're good at safety too. Yeah, I think so.
But yeah. But 2 corners, that sounds good. But it's kind of useless to have 2 corners when most quarterbacks are throwing it to fucking slot receivers.
Right. That's all they do is pick it in the slots.
Exactly. All right. So let's go ahead and start getting into these questions here. And we're going to start with this one right here. We're going to start. I'm going to let you. We're going to both hit this first one. We're going to short it up, and then the second one, I'm gonna let you hit that one. Okay, so this question here is from Joe Houston. This was earlier in the show. He said, with the money we have to spend this season, I don't think we can afford Foye. So would you rather replace him with Devin Floyd, I think it's Devin Lloyd, or the Kobe Dean? Oh, that's easy for me, but I'll let you go first.
I know what Dean can do as a pass rusher. I've seen him as a pass rusher and a blitzer, and he's Satan personified. That dude is Satan. He's a damn monster, and I love his leadership, screaming and yelling at people, punching his teammates. Like, that's a real leader. So, like, just my biased opinion on the Kobe, I know he'll get in your ass, and that's what we need on this team.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go with Dean.
Okay. And for all the people that are just now tuning in, we're basically recapping the season, what our thoughts is. So if you want to go ahead and after this stream is over, you want to see the first few segments, go ahead and replay this on the 6-Man Case Style channel. Make sure you subscribe. Appreciate the love. But yeah, like I said, Nakobe Dean can fly around. I'll take Devin Lloyd. Like he may not be as fast, it may not fly like Nakobe Dean, but I think he has a little bit more versatility as far as lining up outside, lining up middle, and kind of being effective on both sides because he can get to sacks, and he has the ball skills as well. Because Devin Lloyd was a safety and a wide receiver before he got converted to linebacker. That was before he got to Utah. So you talking about a guy that averages 120 tackles, 7 sacks, and 3 interceptions a season. I could take a chance with that.
I'm taking him because of the attitude. I want some nasty motherfuckers. I know Nakobe is nasty.
Yeah.
You look at Floyd. I think Floyd is probably Lloyd is a better prospect overall when you look at what he could do. But again, this Falcon need to be nasty. I'm tired of these punk ass linebackers. I'm tired of these punk ass guys up front. I need somebody who's gonna be nasty, who's gonna call out their players. I've seen I don't know much about Lloyd as a leader like that to say, like those are the intangibles that I'm looking for now in players. I don't want just talented guys. We've had talented guys before with guys it's just like, but when you look at Lloyd all together, he's probably a better prospect overall on that aspect. But I need some linebacker that'll smack your mama. And I know Lloyd he'll smack your mama.
Yeah, I think also it's with the familiarity. But like I said,
you can't go wrong.
You can't go wrong. Hell, it may be an interesting thing that you get both of them.
You're right.
You might be able to get both of them.
Picks right there. You got 2 picks, and you can move Fourier and Nakobe Dean, Lloyd, and Dion around because all those guys can play edge.
Exactly. If you want to replace Dante Fowler, I'd rather take Devin Lloyd than Dante Fowler kung fu kicking ass. I'm good with Ogundeji playing on one side. And if you need Dion playing the other side, that's fine. However you want to interchange it, that's fine. But Dante Fowler ain't gonna get cut because he's gonna be cheap to keep. It's gonna be cheaper to keep him.
It's cheaper to keep her.
Cheaper to keep her. All right. So we got this next question we got here. This is another one that was early in the show. Mike, I'm gonna let you go ahead and take this one. I know we probably already addressed this, but we're gonna go ahead and do it. So, do you think we draft Jordan Davis with the 8th overall pick?
It depends on what they do in free agency. I think that's the big key right there. First, I don't want to answer this because I want to see what they do in free agency. But since I have to, I would say no because you still don't have an edge right now. That's really where I am now. They could possibly ask for a trade and then they, go get a guy that isn't seeing basically a Cam Reddish type of deal where he want more playing time, but the team won't give him more playing time.
That makes sense.
On the defense. So they trade for a guy who's not getting the playing time. You come in, make him the edge starter or a rotational piece with Dante Fowler, and then you'll perhaps draft a Jordan Davis. So it's like that's the situation I want to see first. For I say 100% yes, Jordan Davis with 8 pick. The only reason why you will pick him at 8 is you've already addressed the edge for the most part.
So if you think that if they didn't address the edge, so would you feel like it's a possibility that you may be able to trade back maybe 2 or 3 spots, get you some extra picks, and still be able to get Jordan Davis.
I like that. But not at 8. Not at 8. It got to be some things done before you say yes to Jordan Davis at 8 first.
Yeah. Like it's like I said, if it's just one of those cases where the Falcons looking at 8 and they seeing that Jordan Davis, if they look at it, because it's all gonna depend on how these first 7 teams are gonna draft. Because this could be some crazy shit if the Lions might take a chance and get Jordan Davis number 1 overall if they really like him. Now that's gonna throw the whole draft out of whack.
But they're gonna be having people calling Atlanta just to get up there real quick,
right?
Because they done already took a defender off there, so they looking at teams are like, God damn, I got to hurry up and get a guy. Right. So a guy like what his name, Leo, the nose tackle, like he might be pushed up into the first round because Jordan Davis has been taken. So now the defensive lineman is at a premium, and then you got the linebackers and the edge rushers dropping because of that. So it's gonna be an interesting thing, man.
Yeah, like I said, you don't know. Like I said, we don't know how it's gonna play out. But if it's one of those opportunities where that Jordan Davis might not go that high, like I said, you could still trade within that top 13 and still get him around that 13th spot. You also add draft picks to go with that. And then if you're able to get another second round pick out of it, you can mortgage. You'll have 3 second round picks. You can mortgage back up in that first round. If you see a receiver you love, that's pretty damn good. If a Traylon Burks falls later in the first round and you trade back in the first round, you can get you a Traylon Burke right there. I know that's the name everybody talking about.
Yes, sir.
Because he's pretty much everything that Arthur Smith would love in a wide receiver. Be 6'4", 230. You run jet sweeps with this motherfucker. He high points balls and stuff. But yeah, like you said, they could play it like that because you have to remember this team doesn't have a lot of money, so they're going to have to make strategic moves in this draft as well as free agency. Because I think what they're going to do with free agency, I think they're just going to resign guys for the most part. So that's very interesting scenario, but I think that's how it might play out.
And the good thing with this team, they already run a physical style of offense and defense. So all you need is guys that's going to hold up. You just need bodies with physical styles, offense and defense.
Wait a minute. Right. Yeah. So that, like I said, it's gonna be, like I said, it's gonna be fine because I can believe that they can do what they got to do here. We got another one here, Myron Jackson. This is also most of these were earlier. He said, "What free agent pass rushers are available?" Not enough for anybody to give a damn, really, because I ain't heard nothing. I'm dead set. I don't know. Well, the only one that I know is Von Miller. I don't think y'all want them treads on them tires on there, but them treads about damn bare over there. I don't think y'all want that. Yeah, which I don't.
He is. Hold on. Let me see. Sports track. Von Miller obviously stands out right at the moment, and damn it, hurry up, Sports track.
All right, yeah, I'm pull it up as well. So they can get 2 eyes on this list. Because because they haven't really been talking too much about pass rushers and stuff. Let's see. No, not team. Edge rushers. Let's update this list, shall we? With edge rushers.
Ooh,
this list is kind of it's kind of ass when you think about it. When you look at it real closely, it's kind of ass. It's kind of ass because most of these guys, you're only going to really be able to get 1 year out of them.
Pierre Paul, you got Chandler Jones,
David Clowney, Anthony Barr,
Jerry Hughes, Mario Addison, Anthony Barr, Hassan Reddick,
Justin Houston, Ryan Kerrigan,
Melvin Ingram,
Solomon
Thomas. That's a guy that'll be interesting.
Dude Riley. Oh, get the fuck out of here.
Justin Houston.
Yeah, you got
I don't know how old he is, but let me see how old he is.
About damn near 37, 38 years old.
He gotta be age 39. So 30 is 30. I mean, damn, not 39.
Yeah. So really, when you look at it, a lot like you got a Lorenzo Carter out there. You might be able to get him for like a 1-2 year deal cheap. That's about the best you can do.
Randy Drunk. I mean, I smoke weed with D. Gregory. It's a lot of old guys. They'll just say that. There's a lot of old guys in that free agency.
You got Tat McKinley and Jadeveon Clowney on this same damn list.
Just say no to Tack. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, like I said, if you're talking about bringing in a guy to just like a Akeem Hicks or something, just to come in and just be a mentor for a season, then this free agency pass rushers is definitely be perfect for a 1 year deal. Nah, I'm good. I want some young legs on there. I want young legs of pass rushing. Yeah, so that shit was not good. And we got one question here. It said, who are the top five pass rushers coming out still getting Jordan Davis first? I'm about to say we're gonna hold that question for a later show because we gotta really take a look at a lot of these prospects and stuff. But like I said, you got I know you got a Jobo, you got Hutchinson, you got
that's a lot.
Devin Lloyd. There's a lot. Like I'm gonna say it like this. This year's draft, you had like as far as each position goes, I think really outside of I think it's a very deep draft class this year in all positions, really. But I just looking at that free agency pass rush list, boy, done got my stomach turning right now because that thing looks absolutely atrocious.
And you got a whole bunch of old guys on there, so just keep in mind.
Okay,
that's what you're getting.
Okay, all right. I want to hit this question up, because I know this is gonna be off the Falcon subject right quick. I know a lot of people heard about the Cam Reddish trade that happened today. Let me see what it said. But Mike and Styles, what the fuck is going on? The Hawks in this trade, please make it make sense, please. Okay, let me tell you something. I'm gonna go ahead and address this first because everybody knows I'm a huge Cam Reddish fan. I know he's inconsistent at times. I know he kind of got the injury bug thing, but you see it there. See, what the issue is you got a lot of wings and you got a lot of people that you're gonna have to pay. Because remember, Kevin Huerter just got paid this offseason as well as John Collins. So somebody was going to have to get the boot. See, the problem is the reason why they wouldn't do this with DeAndre Hunter, because even though DeAndre Hunter has a bigger injury history, when he's on the court, he has consistency scoring on both sides of the ball. Like Cam has the ability to score, but it's inconsistency. It'll be one night he'll score 20, and be shooting very well from the field. And then you'll have other nights where he missing a lot. We don't know. We don't know if it's more so confidence with him. His confidence is very up and down. But like I said, you just got a lot of guys. You ain't gonna. Somebody was gonna have to bite the bullet. They got rid of damn Solomon Hill as well. They got rid of Uncle Hill. That's my nickname for him, Uncle Hill. They got him out of here too. But that was just one of those cases where, like I said, it was just somebody had to go because remember, you still got Jalen Johnson in the wings waiting. You still got Sharif Cooper waiting. Was there? You got a lot of guys, man, and it's unfortunate. But I think what it was with Cam Reddish, he had the highest trade value out of everybody that was on this team that they was going to be willing to get rid of because of that upside.
At the end of the day, it just come down. At the end of the day, it just come down to him not willing to wait. Let's just keep it at the money. That's what it come down. Instead of him waiting his time and doing what he needed to do as a teammate first, he's thinking, and he got a lot of people in his ear, his agent and everybody tell him how good he is. And I don't know why you sitting on the bench waiting, all this type of stuff where you can go to another team and put up numbers. But like, as we've seen, a lot just around the NBA itself. Just because you putting up numbers don't necessarily mean you're going to win. And I think that's the biggest issue. I think Cam, his head is in the wrong place at the moment. And he's going to learn as time goes on that money in the NBA doesn't necessarily mean, that you're going to be happy. You can have $100 million, $200 million, but you still unhappy like Russell Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook got that dude got so much money, but he's miserable because he can't win. He's not winning.
Boy, you talking about putting up stats for no goddamn reason. That's the epitome of that. Shouts out to Utah Sports. Y'all make Juju on that beat. Y'all make sure y'all show him some love, man. But yeah, like I said, it's just one of those things where they're looking for consistency. And I know it's kind of a bad time right now because he was your best perimeter defender that you have on the team right now. And that's the one thing this Hawks team has definitely been this year. It's been atrocious on the defensive side of the ball. They can't stop no goddamn body. My ass probably get on there and drop 30 on them. But
and that's why I say his head is in the wrong place. His head is in the wrong place. You worried about you getting paid and you putting up 25 points a game, but bro, you do got to pay defense. Until you get to that point, Kobe Bryant would then come out the gate being Kobe Bryant. He had to pay his dues before he became Kobe Bryant. So I think those one of those cases where like he think it's gonna be hard. You gonna play with Tom Thibodeau, the coach there, and that dude is a hard ass. You gonna have to play hard on both ends.
Well, if you don't play no defense, boy, your ass will get benched. Ask the motherfucker that's coming here. He didn't play no defense.
Right.
His ass didn't get no damn playing time.
Yeah. You got to play defense. So like, it's going like he think he had it bad here in Atlanta. You play for a coach like Thibodeau who got a record for play defense. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You gonna play defense,
right? But yeah, he get to reunite with his college teammate and RJ Barrett. We're gonna see how that works out. Because a lot of times it don't always work out like that, like you think it will. But yeah, I'm kind of devastated. I was devastated about it at first when I saw it because it kind of took me off guard. But like I said, once I started thinking about, oh yeah, Kevin Huerter just got paid this offseason, so it's like, yeah, I see why. You got too many wings. So
That was the plan all along. Anyway, that was the plan all along. I'm just gonna be real. I thought that was the plan all along. But you drafted a bunch of wings, see who who plays with the team best, and end up trading whether it's Herter, Hunter, or Reddish. One of them was gonna have to go.
Right. And the thing with Herter too, Herter, even though he doesn't really score in big volumes like that, he doesn't really miss a lot of games. So just think about that for as well. But speaking of Russell Westbrook, I say y'all talking about stat padding. This dude purposely doesn't pay defense to get rebounds. Just think about that.
That's sad, bro.
The bigs that he play with be saying they don't want to play with him because he be hogging all their rebounds. But yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, hey, I know that wasn't Hawks related, but hey, like I said, that's kind of like the big talk here in Atlanta for Hawks land. And a lot of people are already giving up on the Hawks. I know the Hawks ain't really had the best season right now, but they already talking about fuck the Hawks for this trade. Like you gotta think there's a bigger plan going on here. You don't know what the hell they got in store right now. Because thank God it wasn't Ben Simmons. The problem with Ben Simmons is you'll have to trade him with Tobias Harris, and we ain't got the damn cash for that, so that ain't gonna happen. But I think where the head got where Mike said where the head got big at was, remember when he came back in the playoffs and then he was having them good games against Milwaukee, and that's like I said, we all hyped it up like, oh yeah, Cam is that guy. He can be that guy. And I think that's where the ego got big. And I was listening to something today too, and it kind of made sense. This was a Bruce Lee. This was a quote from one of Bruce Lee's movies, from Enter the Dragon, where he talked to the old monk. Most people don't know this scene because this was a deleted scene. But the man told him, your enemies are nothing but mirage and images.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
If you break the mirror, you break the enemy. Which is your ego, all your deepest fears. So
that was a dark kind of scene too. I see why they took it. It was a dark kind of scene y'all, yeah, they don't know. Also, we weirdo. We watch kung fu movies. That was kind of a dark scene.
Well, I got nothing but kung fu movies I'll be watching. Boy. I go from the 5 Deadly Venoms. I got Bruce Lee. I got Jet Li. I got Jack. Most people don't know about the Iron Triangle. These were the guys that preceded everybody we just talked about with the T Longs and the David Changs and stuff. The old Shaw Brothers movies from the 60s. Them things be fire. Golden Swallow.
They were detail in their movies, man. It's detail.
Yeah, I think with Bruce Lee's movies, it was a lot of his philosophies that he was trying to teach. So yeah, it was. I know we kind of got off of there. I just thought about that. I just thought about that Cam Reddish ego, and it came up. Yeah. They said Shaw Brothers movies are goated. I'm like, yes, they are goats. Most people don't know Bruce Lee was originally supposed to be with Shaw Brothers. They didn't have the money for him. But back to these Falcons. Like I said, this offseason is going to be very interesting. I'm just going to say it right now. Cordero Patterson's already begging for this team to re-sign him.
He wants to be here.
He wants to be here. But how bad does he want to be here? Look, here we go. Never take your eyes off your opponent, even when you bow.
I said it even. I like what he said like that. We get way out of
exactly. Oh, but when he told the student, I need emotional content, I never paid attention to it like that, but I was reading this thing called The Warrior Within. It's actually like a lot of Bruce Lee quotes and all his philosophy there. And the way they broke it down, I was like, damn. The emotional content was him showing off, and then he tried to kick him again because he was mad that the teacher that he couldn't impress the teacher, and he told him, I eat emotional content, not anger. I was like, damn. Which basically means is do not perform actions out of emotions. That's basically what he's saying. And I like this quote from Ultra Shadow. He said, it's good to have a player that actually wants to be here. That is true. He wants to be here because he fits well within this system. And if you get that running back, you don't have to use Cordero Patterson at running back as much as you did this year.
And he's fresh as the season goes on.
Exactly. You can still use him. You can still use him as a mismatch, but you don't have to put the beating on him. Because that's why he wasn't playing well the last 4 games of the season. Because them hits took a toll. Especially when you're a wide receiver and you ain't used to those type of hits. Because remember, Cordero Patterson is not a young guy. This dude been in the league 10 years before he got here. So it's gonna be. Hey, look, I can't wait to see what they do, man. Because we can do nothing but go up from here. Like I said, well, all we just say, man, is I'm just put this up. Well, if you're down with them, good or bad, I want to see some red and black. I want to see some red and black in this chat before we wind it down. Now, I want to see some red and black. But yeah, I think if they can't afford for you, I think they might franchise tag him, even though that's going to cost us a lot. I don't think they can afford to lose him right now. But let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and kind of wind it down here tonight. Yeah, I see some red and black in here. I see some red and black. We definitely appreciate y'all, as this is the Atlanta Falcons 2021-2022 recap overview show of the 6-man K Styles. Yeah. Like I said, if y'all just tuning in or y'all just came at the later part of the show, like I said, go ahead and rewatch it. Go ahead and rewatch it. We gave our grades and our thoughts on this season. We definitely appreciate everybody that has tuned in. I had something else I was about to say, but I damn near forgot. Oh yeah. This is gonna be a shameless plug on me. Okay, so I'm gonna let y'all know. The college prospect videos are coming soon. I said I need some names, but I want to do something different this year with it. I want names. I'm gonna find some names myself, but I want names of players nobody's talking about. I already got a couple. Look, I already got a couple of them ready to be coming out. Like I said, that's how we're gonna do it this year. We're gonna do the untalked players. And another thing we're doing this year is we're going to talk about how they will fit with this Falcons team instead of just how they will be in the NFL. I got 2 names like I said, I got to finish them up. I got 2 names for you that I'm talking about right now. I got Alec Pierce and Wanye Thomas. This is examples that I'm giving you right now. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Go ahead and let Mike go ahead and get his final plug in before we go ahead and close it out with the bird word, the final bird word.
Relax. Stop being so damn sensitive about everything. Everybody won't change, but soon you get change, y'all start complaining about the change. Y'all really don't want change. Y'all just want it to go y'all way. Let's just keep it 100. Nobody really wants change. You just want shit to go your way. You want the team to go 11-5 every year, and you want them to make moves when you want them to make moves, and you want to keep play. You want to be able to make moves under your expectations without having to actually give up, the players that you want. And this is why, guys like Cam Reddish, are traded. You can't keep everybody. You got to understand, in order to make moves, things got to be done. And you end up keeping guys like that around, you end up with a situation like the Falcons did. I'm saying all that to say this. Change is inevitable. Deal with it. Simple as that. Mm-hmm. Change is inevitable. Matt Ryan ain't going to play forever. Just like a lot of our players, team, I wouldn't have seen a lot of things happen with this Falcons team. How Vic Beasley even started out with 15 and a half sacks. You wouldn't have told me that this dude would have been out of the league in 3 years. Ain't no way in hell I would have believed that during that time. Change is inevitable. You never know what you're going to get from game to game and season to season, year to year. So just get used to change.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to close it out with the final bird word of the week. This is going to go in with this Falcons team. And my bird word of the week is gratitude. We have to be grateful that you saw an improvement in wins this year, despite the team getting worse. Now, we can say, well, K-Styles, those teams we won didn't do shit this year. Believe me and believe a lot of these teams and a lot of these fans of these other teams, those games that you have to win usually be the games that determine if you make it to the playoffs or not. So while we talking bad about how such and such, hey man, a win is a win in the NFL. Last season, we was 0-8 in games decided by 6 points or less.
Absolutely.
This year, we was 7-2. Think about that. If you look at the games that we had, that we had lost, like I said, i.e. the 49ers game, where you was 1-5 in the red zone, where if you would have got 5 touchdowns, you'd have won that game if you took care of business. The Washington game, he threw a lollipop up in the air, and for some reason, Terry McLaughlin, Scary Terry, caught the ball, and then you had somebody, you saw Michael Walker, misread the whole play, and the running back get down in the field in the game-winning situation.
Uh-huh.
So, yes, we've had our ups and downs this year. with the Falcons and as Falcon fans. But we got to stop focusing on just the bad stuff that happened and start looking at what good that was there and what we can do to it, what they can do to improve, to where you can limit those bad moments and have more of those good moments. And that's the problem is, like I said, we got a lot of people that just look at the bad moments and be like, well, this is why we should have drafted a quarterback, or this is why we need another quarterback, or this is why we need another such and such and such. There was a tweet earlier. I'm gonna retweet it to you, Mike. I wish I had put it on here.
Mm-hmm.
Hold on, let me see it. I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it to you if my damn phone stop acting damn stupid. I actually took a picture of this thing. This thing is actually crazy. Okay. And anybody that follows me on Twitter at just6mk, I'm gonna retweet it so y'all see it. But somebody put this post right here and said since 2009 there has been 153 quarterbacks taken in the NFL draft.
Yeah.
Think about that. 153 quarterbacks taken in the NFL draft in the last 13 years. %74% of those quarterbacks are either out the league or backups.
Oh.
They say the Falcons is the only team out of that whole span that's just drafted one quarterback since 2009. Y'all remember Sean Renfree? I think that's what his name was. That's the last quarterback the Falcons had drafted.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Now, with Arthur Smith here saying, like I said, it's a possibility that he might draft another quarterback. Hey, that's fine and dandy. But the thing about it is, if he's going, like I said, if he does draft that quarterback, but believe you and me, he's going to take care of that foundation first before he starts thinking about that quarterback. So as fans that is crying, bitching, complaining, moaning about not having a quarterback, but this is a process. Matt Ryan is not getting traded. That's going to be detrimental to the cap. You talking about somebody that you talking about trading a guy that's going to cost you $40 million for the next 2 years to play for somebody else, and you already don't have no cap space.
Mm-hmm.
You trade him, you're going to be in the red. And you know what happens when the team is in the red? They got to get rid of players.
Mm-hmm. At that exact same rate. So it might be multiple players that you have to get rid of in order to fill that number.
Mm-hmm. You can put void years on people's contracts and stuff like that, but like I said, that's basically like restructuring because you're pushing back the obvious that's going to happen. So we have to be gracious, man, that we haven't been in a situation to where we are sitting here drafting quarterbacks every 2 to 3 years. Because you could be in that situation. Believe me. There's a lot of losing seasons that go behind that. Now, we throw Patrick Mahomes in there. That team was already good when he got drafted there. They traded up. He didn't have to come in right away. That was a playoff team.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Allen, when he came in, they already had the foundation set. They just needed a quarterback to develop. And now look at Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson. They had Joe Flacco there.
Mm-hmm.
They already had the foundation set in Baltimore. When Lamar Jackson got in, he just had to fit in where he get in at. But he already got. Now he still doesn't have the receivers that he need. And that's kind of one of the problems when it comes to quarterbacks like that. The quarterbacks that are you used to running the ball for 900 yards a season. They tend to don't be drafting wide receivers very well. Because you get so involved in trying to use his athletic ability, his way of running, and thinking that's going to take you to the promised land. No, you need more than that. Aaron Rodgers sat on the bench for 3 years before he got a chance. Most NFL coaches don't have 3 years to wait on a damn quarterback.
Barely get a year, you see.
Mm-hmm. Brian Flores just got fired. He been there about 3 years? About 3-4 years?
Yep.
They drafted Tua a couple years ago. Tua not developing right is one of the main reasons why they fired Brian Flores, because Tua wasn't developing like that. When Michael Vick was here, that's why Jim Moore left. That's one of the main reasons why Jim Moore left for UCLA, because he got pressure because Michael Vick wasn't developing as a quarterback like they wanted to. And that was Jim Moore's fault, because he wasn't pushing him to be a great quarterback. They wanted him just to be a runner. So the only thing I'm saying is you just better be gracious that you have an opportunity here. Like I said, it's going to be time when you get the successor. But don't be so quick to push people out the door, because you never know. You may push this guy out the one door. You complain about not making the playoffs in 3 or 4 years. It could be an instance, if you push this dude out the door earlier, you might not see a playoffs for 10, 20 years.
We've seen that before.
Seen that before. Shit, we've seen it with the Falcons. Remember the 91 documentary? Said they ain't made the playoffs in 10 years. That 91 team made to the playoffs for the first time in 11 years. Y'all ain't most of them type of fans ain't got 11 years to wait. So that's all I'm gonna end it off with like that. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all continue to subscribe to Six Man K Styles as well as Atlanta Falcon Nation. Like I said, this is the off season. We still gonna be coming at you with some stuff. Hey, if you can't get your stuff in the off season, just come over here with us. Hey, we got you. We got you over here
all the time.
Never lie. But as we say here over here as Atlanta Falcon Nation, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home,
but you gotta get the hell out of here.
Deuces.